I'm Eke, and today I want to show you how to make simplest way a pattern for a men's traditional outfit. You can, after you've listened to me, you can make for whatever your pattern yourself. You never have to buy one again. It's very simple, just some simple constructions. I want to show you how to start with an outfit, with men's traditional or grass dance or whatever, just how to make the pattern with zero money. Yeah. What you need is, you need a scissor, you need a pen, and what you also need is some paper. I use, this is old plotting paper that I got for free, but you can take everything from gift wrap to packing paper, just a large sheet of paper, large roll of paper, whatever you take. Then for a men's traditional, you zip. What you need is these aprons that were in the old times that were breechcloth, but nowadays it's just these aprons and also these side drops. I've got them here in a double. So yeah, this is worn within a belt. What I normally do is simply, you see here a hole for your belt. Just normally when I do these things, I just put them around your waist with just a belt. The positive thing is these are mostly one size fits all. You don't have to think if a size is fitting, just approximately, and that's all. It will fit and it will grow with you. So these aprons are very simple and to make a pattern for. As I said, I normally do these large loops here at the top because for the belt, and these for the side drops you will have this loop too. So this is a variation where I put everything on a belt of these undergarments. So here I did the belt, and these side drops are sewn directly on this belt. Everything works. Sometimes the people just use a beaded belt, and then it's fine when you make this variation. So what I do is very simple. I need some paper. So, I do it now as a fast way. Take your time when you do it at home. I just don't want to make it as perfect. I just want to show you how I do it the fast way. So so what I do is simply I have here enough paper. What I now do is I fold it in half. Just here's the edge, and I simply put it overlapping, that it's perfectly put over the underside over the top side. So now you have a perfect corner. As I said, it's very simple. What I now do is, you had seen the loop for the belt. This pattern is just without the overlapping that you're folding when you're sewing on. So it's what I normally do is, with the finished pattern, there's in a sewing shop there is some fleece that has one side with a glue on it, so you can iron on this fleece. And what I now do is the pattern for that fleece. Normally I just take the fleece, make a sketch from the pattern, and then iron it on the fabric, and just then cut this out overlapping. That it's here a little bit more fabric on. Here I did not do it perfectly. I just did a rickrack stitch and then sew it on, simply because I had this trimming on it, and not to make it not too stiff, I just took it over and had sewn it over. Otherwise, normally when I would do it much better in the quality, I would sew like this. Here you normally fold it 2 times and then sew over it. Just when there's a trimming over it, that it's not too stiff, it's not falling very good later. So here for my loop, yeah. And then what I do then is, this is the middle of my body. This is the folded side. And now I just measure it. So fold it again. So just do it on the earth somewhere. It's much easier than my one size fits all in the air here. So what I'm thinking on it is, here's the middle of my body, and now what I do is, because for this part the real concept is the same for the pattern, but what I do is, here is the middle of my body. It's a very similar thing. It should not be overlapping here normally, because when you have your belt on it, it will be there will crinkles over here. It's not really good. So for this here, we'll make it a little bit small. The way of these folding stuff here is, I know I have very good corners without measuring, so I always have the same perfect corners. What I do now is simply cut it off. As I said, when you go on the floor or on a table, it might be better, because this is a little bit on the air here. So, but it will work. Now, here's middle of my body. I look for, here might be good, length might be good. Same thing, folding it. So, now you can decide if you want to have it square like this. That's this pattern. Or if you want to have it round, this one here is round. Yeah. What I simply would do is fold it again. Then here. This is your belt, loop for the belt, and then you have it like round or whatever. But you have the same pattern on the left side and on the right side. This is the principle behind everything. So the side drops are very similar. You just start here in the middle, fold it. It's absolutely the same thing to do, just smaller. Now, here I have got a vest for this men's traditional, but there's also the possibility to make a cape. So this is fancy shawl, but it's the same principle in construction. What I wanted to show is, I see a lot of people that are simply for fancy shawl capes take one piece of fabric, fold it, and then it looks awful. And it looks awful on the shoulders because you will see this here. It's not like this, but it's a little bit cut off. This makes it's as every shirt pattern, modern shirt pattern is. It makes it more beautiful fitting at the shoulders. You see here, it's perfectly fitting on your shoulders. When you just do it straight away, as I said, like a normal fabric or so, just fold it and don't cut out these edges because your shoulders are never straight. They are always falling down, and it fits much more perfect when you cut this off. How to do it, I will show you now. And another thing is, for your neck, your front and your back, your front should be much wider here than your back. You will see this in the pattern now. It's the same if you do it for men's traditional or if you do it for fancy show, doesn't matter. So just simple construction is simply the same. So I take another sheet of paper, just enough of paper. Yeah. Now I fold it again. Now just in half. What I don't do is you take your middle of your body, or from your child or whatever whomever you're doing it for. Now I take this corner here, neck. It won't fit in exactly, but it's just to tell you an idea. What you ever can do is when you have a finished pattern, you simply sew a mock-off. That's with the cheap fabric, whatever, but you will see, before you make a pattern for a beaded vest, and you bead the vest, and then you think of, it does not fit. It's better you make a mock-off in a cheap fabric, and you see if the pattern will work completely when you wear it, and then later on to make a pattern for the real beaded vest, for example. That's a lot of time consuming. So what I now do is I do the back of it. So this is my back. Huh? You see, when you see from a normal person, you see that your neck and the back, and you're in front. Here's your half of the body. Here, you see that your neck is much wider, much more in front than in the back. And if you don't do this, then your pattern won't fit. If you just don't do the back not as wide, for the front pattern, I would use a neck pattern that's like this. Simply make a second one later on, or take if you have to cut it out or painted it on the pattern on your fleece to iron on, then simply cut this out here for the front. So now what we need is the shoulders. What I do is very simple. I fold, just because your left side will be like the right side if you fold it, double it. So you don't have to think on it. You just fold it, and everything, left side and right side, is the same in the pattern. So this is what I'm now doing. This is the shoulder. So your back. Yeah? So, and this will be later your front. And then I now do a men's traditional, whatever. You can make it smaller like this fancy short cape, but I tried to do a men's traditional. Let's say, oh, I can do it like here. So. As I said, it's a very, I would say, very extremely simple way of making such a pattern. You need nearly nothing, just except an old newspaper, but you will have very good results, even better than if you buy a pattern, because the bought pattern, you don't want to look like your neighbor. You want to have your own designs and your own things you want to do. So now what I want to do is make it like this, shape like this. I simply try to have both sides of the paper. It's normally when you do it on a floor, it's much better because you have them perfectly fitting or overlapping. And now you have your bag. It's a little bit large size, but you can make it smaller. I normally would spend a little bit more time in it and to make it really, really perfectly fitting, but it shows you how I do it, simply for the idea of, and then you can take much more time. It would be good to make it more perfect, just with holding on. Now it's working, now it's too long, now it's here a little bit too much. However, you will do that. So now I would normally either print it, another folded paper, print it on, cut it out, and would do the piece in front of for my neck at the front, you know. It's like here. This is like that. It's very simple. So then we will do something else. Oops, not with the, here I also use the vest. I want to show you an easy, very simple pattern for a vest. It's something like this, you know. You have here, I did not bead this one, but you have the very, very same thing here. Oops, that's the neck, and you see it's not straight, but it's falling down. So we will do nearly the same thing, like on the cape, just for doing the vest. There's nothing much more to think about as the color. And that's the color. So what I do is I take another sheet of paper that's wide enough. So, as I said, you can also take newspaper, whatever sheet of paper is large enough. Whatever. Even smaller papers glued on or needled on would fit the same. Or gift wrapping paper or whatever is in the house, or newspaper or whatever. So, now I fold again. The point is from this folding, I do it here that it's perfectly overlapping, and then here is a perfect corner. So now I do different. I start, because here this is a straight line. with the corner here. So I'm do it a little bit simple. I start there. Here is my body middle, and now here is so approximately also middle of my body. So now I'm folding it again. Very simple. Then I'm looking. Okay, I want to have it here, middle of my body. No. Alright, let's start here. I can also use a pencil or whatever, but works too. So now this would be the straight line for the shoulder, but this is what I don't want. I started here approximately, or we can also start with the neckline. It's exactly the same as in the collar. Middle of the body, here where my neck's ending. So we are starting with the back neckline, and then I cut away a bit for the shoulder. As I said, it's very, very simple. It's just the basic construction of how to make every pattern. Even from the shirt that I'm wearing under it here, this one, it's the same pattern on the shoulders. So I quite often see that people just doing fancy shawl capes, whatever, and don't cut out the shoulder piece, and then you have here it's staying like this, and this looks terribly awful. I see it in dancers, and I really don't like it. Sounds a little bit strange, but middle of the body. Now my vest should end here, or maybe here. Right. So then maybe let's a little bit more. And now holding it on here, my arms here are ending here. It's like this here. It's very basic. So now it's not a straight line, but here is parallel to this. And now you're doing this like your armhole. And as I said, it's without the extra for the sewing and so on. And when you made the pattern, it would be a good thing before you start to cut off leather or whatever. It would be a good thing simply to, it's not parallel, I see it, simply to do a mock off to, what did I do here? To do a mock off from cheap fabric and make a perfect fitting pattern from this. You see where something has to be a little bit more wider and where not. So this is your back of your vest. Very simple. Now a little bit larger in size, but as I said, do mock off or whatever, or hold it on just simply without these several layers. You will get that. Next step would be, I would take another sheet of paper, put this on, just sketch on. Also can be folded, doesn't have to be. And then I simply would fold that away. Now you see, you have for your vest, your front. Simply make another one, or if you don't need this anymore, then simply cut it away. Now you have your vest. The same thing is you can do also for your cuffs. It's the same thing in mind that will work for everything else too. Here you take half of your arm. That's from here to there. Then it's not straight, but it's your arm is getting wider, so it's most best thing would be not straight, but to do it a little bit like this, that it's wider, right? Because your arm is also getting wider. So then you have here, it's the same, it's folded in half. Now I do folding it over. And here you have an exact corner, so when you cut it off, it's a straight line. This is the thing behind, the idea behind. You can do it much more perfect when you have time at home and try it. So here I have a cuff pattern. What you now need is simply, this is just the beaded stuff. It's just the beadwork, but I would do the fabric or the leather, I would add a little bit here. You see it's overlapping, and just for going with this stringing through, and if somebody is wearing it who's a little bit larger, then you can vary a little bit this working. So then we have, for this vest, we have this applique work on it. That's something like this. So, because it's the same everywhere. If you do a jingle dress, or if you do a fancy shawl, whatever, it's always the same thing. You don't have to buy a pattern for all these things, because the basic construction is everywhere the same. And you see here, this pattern here. How did I do this? First of all, the basic construction thing is I take this fleece that's for ironing on. I know that there are some fleece that are gluing on both sides. This is just gluing on one side. I put the pattern on, just make with a pen, write it on around the pattern, cut it out, and then I just iron it on, and then later on I cut off the fabric just with a little bit more of the fabric to fold the fabric. So then what I do, I do this here with this ironing on fleece. I do the same, it's on the back side, you won't see. But how to make this pattern the very easy way. It's extremely simple. You start with the design from the outside, from this. There are several layers of fabric, simply one layer over the other. So what I do is here, start, fold it. You see the perfect square in squares here, because you want to have all the same sides 4 times. It's very simple. It's as a pattern. Here, now I've got it. So what I do is sketch it on. You're absolutely free in your design. You can do as you like it. It's just, I want to show you the principles behind it, that you can do everything you want. Your creativity is okay. So it's just for how to do it the cheapest way possible and the most effective way possible. So do it a little bit. Oh, good. Okay. Because I just used some bits and pieces, I don't know if I have some edges and corners that are missing now. So, but just to show you principal construction, right? You have a pattern. And now I would have a look for my bits and pieces. So just do the same thing. Fold it 2 times. It's very simple. It's normally I would say idiotic. I think you now understand what the principle is behind, and it's very easy. You can do as whatever you want to and designs you ever like. This here is a headband for this fancy shawl, and it's the same construction. Also, again, simple as hell. Ah, no. Shit. So, you see this here. I start here. Okay, head now. So, see here? Here I just fold it 1 time, and you will see that it will work exactly the same. Oops. Now take a strip of leather or whatever, put it on, simply make a sketch around, beat it, finished. So this is how to make this crazy stuff. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope I helped you a little bit. I got lots of people asking me how to do it, because especially people who wanted to start to dance and don't have the money to pay for a whole dress or whatever. So because of this, I will show you the things I learned over the years, how to make these items. So you can make your outfit and it will work. And yeah, stay connected. Maybe I will put in some more videos about how to make something, powwow outfits or traditional gear or whatever. So pretty sure you will learn something new and just make your own thing, make your own designs, and ask your family what their designs are. And I'm pretty sure that you will get a lot of help and you will learn a lot from them too. I simply try to show you a way how to be very cost effective with making your own patterns.